This is huge. For those of you that have not seen this today, this is huge. And you better wake up to what's going on. And this is why you can no longer sit around and wait week for week for my live streams or look to other sites that you're going to. You've got to get involved right now on the ground. You've got to get in the faces of all these people that are acting as MPs for these service corporations. Because what this man is about to drop in front of you all right now is huge. Now you're seeing this evil being rolled out against we the people. And it is horrific. Here it is.
Kingston. Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. In my supplemental question yesterday, I asked this government if the people of Ontario should prepare for internment camps. In September, the federal government posted a call for expressions of interest for contractors to supply, provide, and manage quarantine isolation camps throughout every province and every territory in Canada. These quarantine isolation camps, however, are not limited to people with COVID.
Did you just hear that? Aside from the internment camps, okay? This is what we've all been looking at, those that have been paying attention for the last 15 years. We saw this stuff creeping up 10 years ago, called infusion centers, I believe they were called, or fusion centers in the United States, okay? He used the word internment camp, and now he's talking about, is this only going to be regulated to COVID-19, or are they going beyond it?
But provide a wide latitude for many people to be detained. Surely this government is aware of the intentions to build these isolation camps from coast to coast. And my question to the Premier is, how many of these camps will be built, and how many people does this government expect to detain?
Question. Government House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is very true that when people leave the country and when they come back in, that the province is suggesting, and the federal government, in cooperation with the federal government, we are suggesting that people isolate themselves. That has been a practice that has been very successful, not only here in the province of Ontario, but across.
The guy's a liar. He's lying flat out to everybody right now. Look at this man's face, okay? Remember this man's face? He's one of the first people that we're going to get subpoenaed and brought into a court, okay? This man is part of the system. He's part of the evil that's going on in our country right now in Ontario. What more do you need to wake up? Internment camps? Are you getting this? Wake up. What is coming? These people are corrupt to the core. Every single one of them that are operating on behalf of this service corporation called the Government of Ontario, we need to rally and get around these people and hold their feet to the fire. And I take my hat off to this man from Lennox Addington or out in Kingston Way who's done this, the independent man. Incredible man. Sorry, I had to pop in here. This guy is a repugnant POS.
Across Canada, and we will, of course, be redoubling our efforts to make sure that the people of the province of Ontario remain safe, Mr. Speaker. So if the member is referring to the fact that one of the public health policies is that when you return from a jurisdiction outside of the province of Ontario or from another country, that you isolate yourself for 2 weeks, I would suggest that has been a good policy that has been working. In fact, this House has been doing the same thing since we came back. We are working in cohorts to make sure that the Legislative Assembly can continue to operate. That's why we have two separate cohorts, Mr. Speaker.
Response.
And with the cooperation of the official opposition, that is why all members of the Independents have been excluded from that cohort, because we want them to be able to participate in debate. So we will continue to do everything in our power to make sure that this House continues, but that the people of the province of Ontario and Canada are kept safe.
Really, you little... I'll tell you, this guy is a candidate for a rope, okay? I believe my fellow men and women, once they are provided the information and the truth properly and a claim at a public courthouse, this guy's going to be moved on right away. Trust me. Someone in whoever this little POS is, whoever elected this guy, your writing needs to be all over this guy right now and get in his face. Did you hear what he said? That this has been working wonderfully all over the world, all this social distancing, all these masking stuff. Look at that moron behind him there wearing the mask. Okay, the truth is out all over the mask. You do not wear the masks. I realize I'm preaching to the choir here, but we have got to find a way to stop all of this corruption. And the way that happens, it's one question. I've told everybody that. The rules of civil procedure do not apply to we the people. And that's why the Michaels case there is so important. You don't have to care that it involves an estate act or an estate that surrounds Michael. It's the foundational action that's going on right now that is going to break these dams open and allow a guy like me to get access to that courthouse. Is that not what you want? Do you not want someone in my capacity, with my knowledge and my evidence, to move a claim in court against these people and stop this wrong and harm? Like that. That's what's going to happen. But it's not going to happen if our country keeps sitting on their asses around this world and doing nothing. I'm totally livid with what this POS has been speaking about here. Everything that's coming out of his mouth is nothing but a lie. Okay? And he's going to be held accountable for it. What he's doing here is no different than pulling a fire alarm, as I said before, in a theater, or yelling fire in a crowded theater with the lights off and there's no fire. Okay? There's no fire whatsoever. It's all lies. All lies. And this man that's about to follow up with it again, I love him. This is the man you need to reach out to. Email him. Tell him you're supporting him and everything that he does, and put him onto my website. That's the man that I will stand shoulder to shoulder with. And you notice how this jerk here that's talking, saying that that's why we've had to have set up these two cohorts, right? They've got two different groups of parliament holding seating, holding sections. That's ridiculous. And you hear the key word there? The independents have been kept out of this other one. This man that's speaking is an independent. That's why he's bringing this truth forward. And God bless him. The whole country needs to rally around him.
Supplementary question. Again, back to the Premier. Here's the RFP. And in the RFP, it uses clear...
Just so you know, RFP stands for Request for Proposal. Okay? The government is putting out a request for proposal to all these other entities that are going to provide these services for these internment camps. Are you getting this? Are you getting this?
Clear language to express that these camps... Premier, here's the RFP. And in the RFP, it uses clear language to express that these camps can be used for a broad spectrum of people, not limited to travelers. Indeed, it doesn't even mention international travelers. It's just a broad latitude of people. And I'll send over the copy of the RFP after. So your government must be in negotiations and aware of these plans to potentially detain and isolate citizens and residents of our country and our province. So, Speaker, to the Premier, where will these camps be built? How many people will be detained? And for what reasons? For what reasons can people be kept in these isolation camps? And I'd like to have the Premier assure the people of Ontario.
Member, take a seat. The next question.
Isn't that nice, hey? That sack of you-know-what? He didn't bother answering any questions. He did not answer that question. Well, we're damn well going to get it answered, okay? We got to stop these people. This is war, okay? And this is why I said I had to do this quarterback sneak. This is why you have to understand that the filing that I've put in with Michael,